Our first speaker in this section is going to tell us about easily sharing reference data with Re3gistry. Re3gistry. Juan Martin Pelegrina will pronounce it better for me, and he is joining us from Bilbomatica, which is in service contract with the European Commission's Joint Research Centre. Juan Martin, are you there? Great. Thank you very much. I'm going to hand over the floor to you. I think we can see you, we can see your slides, so you're ready to go.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Juan Martin Pelegrina. I'm a project manager of Bilbomatica, and I'm here on behalf of the team to talk about the registry software. The team is composed by the GRC, who are the ones leading this initiative. We have here today Lorena Hernandez, and unfortunately, Jordi's crew from the GRC hasn't been able to join us today. Also, Arantxa Echeverria, who is a Bilbomatica employee. We are part of a consortium of 3 companies that are supporting GRC, and we are Guadaltel, Epsilon Italia, and Bilbomatica from Spain. Well, registry software is an open source solution that works as a container or reference code. With the registry, the reference code can be shared and easily managed by the administrator. In addition, allows you to keep track of the changes over the time. Going more into the detail of some of the functionalities, registry provides a central access point, allows the use of label and description that help browsing for information related to a reference code, and then all the information is accessible through a REST API. With version 2 that was released after summer last year, we introduced some key features like, for example, an interactive management interface, multilingual content support, free text search, multiple authentication option, and web application to access reference code. So on one side, you have the admin part of the registry where you can add new reference codes, items, or manage users. And on the other end, you have a web application that gets you the information from the backend through an IPA, and you can show the information that you are managing. Well, with some of these functionalities already described, you can all see how the registry can be useful and how can help you in some aspect like avoiding common mistake, misspellings, and the use of capital letters, for example. Then facilitate the internationalization with the use of multilingual labels. Also ensure semantic interoperability because, as mentioned before, using the API allows the connectivity between systems and applications. And finally, the increase the value of working with reference codes because it's at the end of the day is easier to use them. Just as a little video background history, the registry software was born in 2013, developed by the GRC to support the implementation of the Spire registry. Then in 2020, due to his potential to be used in other projects with different goals, but with same need, it was decided to release the registry as a generic open source project. So having this in mind, I would like to share with you some of the organizations that are currently using registry. The European Commission is using it for the Spire registry. It's actually the original implementation of the registry software. For example, if we are talking about geospatial data, any metadata that is following the Spire directive at some point is pointing to a code list managed on the Spire registry, and the Spire registry is running with the registry software. for example, the code list of that thing in particular that those metadata are referring to. We are also aware that the publication office is evaluating the possibility to use registry for the publication of a corporate reference dataset. In addition, some other public and private organizations are using registry. In the following map, you can see the countries that are currently using registry on the national geoportal. I have to say that the registry is also used outside Europe, is being used in Canada, and we have recently seen that is being used in Colombia too. So getting towards the end of the presentation, in this slide, I would like to summarize some of the key features of the registry. So multilingual support, the tool is designed to support several languages, upload information in different format, and it is also extensible, which is mean that if you want to upload a PDF file, you can customize the tool and you can do it. It is ready to use, and as has been mentioned before, there is a web application on one side, which is the front of the tool, and then there is an admin page. The web application can be easily customizable, so you can add the logos, the typography that your organization is used, and change completely the style of the registry. There is the admin page, the other end, allowed an easy management of the user, the groups, and it's quite easy to provide different roles to the different user. In addition, has the possibility of choose between two workflows. When you are adding data to your registry, you can follow workflow under the ISO standard 19135, or you can use a simplified one, which is more easier to use, but it wouldn't be following the ISO standard. Then you can search item by status. The IPA, as mentioned before, allows the communication with other tools. For example, we have the registry federation tool, where different registry are communicating with each other. So if you have the information stored in one registry and you are using that information from your own registry, you don't need to store that information. You can call the IPA of this other registry and provide that information to the user. In addition, registry software support RSS feed, so you can subscribe and get notification when items are uploaded or modified. And then the Docker installation. There is a Docker image in the repository that allows you to deploy this image and start using the software. So the current plan for next years is continue growing and improving the software. For this, we think is quite important, and we would like to have the collaboration of the community. We have already planned, we already have a release plan put in place. The next release is going to be in a couple of weeks at the end of this month, and it's going to be a minor release. And then the one in June will be a major release. All details can be found on our GitHub repository, and the latest news are always on the Join Up platform. In addition, I would like to use this occasion to share with you that as registry software is an OSGeo project, and the project has been included for the Google Summer of Code 2023. So at this very moment, we are calling for contributors. So if you are a student or you know a student willing to collaborate in the project, please feel free to contact us. We have open a discussion to provide more information, and you can have all detail here, and you can contact here using the thread that is on the screen. Oops. So thanks again for your time. I hope you have enjoyed the presentation, and what is more important for us, that this presentation has provided you an overview of how and what Registry software can do for helping your organization.
Thank you
So
very
thank you.
much. And of course, we should say as well, thank you to Lorena Hernandez and Jordi Escu, who helped with the preparation of your presentation. We do have a few questions coming in from our audience. First of all, are there included any mechanisms to validate additional and changes of codes stored in the system?
Yes, there is a workflow implemented that is the one that is following the ISO 19135, where you have submitting organizations that are the one that are submitting the changes. So that changes are going to be received by the control body, who is the one who has to approve the changes or can reject the changes, asking for modifications on the request, or just can be rejected if the changes are not following with they are meant to follow.
So that's the validate side. There's also a question if there's a mechanism to keep the historicity of the changes or operations that are done in the data set.
Yeah, it does. One of the feature of the registry software is that helps you to keep the versioning and keep track of all the changes that have been done on any items, any code list that is stored in that registry.
Another member of our audience has asked what database is used to store the codes.
As far as I remember, was PostgreSQL.
Okay. Finally, then, most platforms like this are collaborative in terms of allowing publishers to work together, but not the end users. Is registry different?
Uh, well, at, at some point it is, because using the help desk, what users are welcome to propose change either in the software, or once that you have implemented a registry, which is the case of the expired registry for the GRC and the European Commission. Users are welcome to propose change on the code list at any point.
And then finally, is this tool based on a semantic stack?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. I mean, thank you very much. I know we went through quite a lot of those questions very fast because I wanted to get in as many as possible. But we thank you very much for your time, and thank you again to the audience for your questions.